Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video I wanted to show you a set that I've created on myself. A longish set that I didn't really like, so I did take them down after I finished this video. So I've already taken off the previous set, removed with acetone and my e-file. Then I've prepped the nails, etched the nails, dehydrated, primed, all that good stuff. Applied my tips, which are the extreme coffin tips from Glitterbels. I've taken the most of the length off because they are extreme. And now I'm coming in with Snapdragon from CJP, creating a full nail on the thumb. I'm going to keep this nice and thin, but making sure I've got good enough coverage. Get my hand into all different positions to be able to get the best application that I can. Trying to keep it off the skin and out of that cuticle area so we don't flush the cuticle. Flush the cuticle, I mean flood the cuticle, sorry. On this thumb I've had to sculpt out my base layer. I think I'm going to have to start doing that on both of my thumbs. They seem to be very flat, so yeah, this isn't a tip. This one is I've used a form to create a my base layer, my thin clear base layer. Sorry, it's really early in the morning, so I'm just trying to voice over a few videos. Onto the pinky now, and I'm doing a wash of colour of the Snapdragon in the cuticle area into more of a colour build up at the end of the nail. I wanted to try and keep it as thin as I could in the cuticle area, as I'll be adding glitter, so I'm trying to build up good coverage, good colour at the end of the nail because that will be on show, but the back of the nail, the cuticle area, is not really going to be seen, but I needed some colour behind the glitter. So there was no need to build up the colour so much at the back of the nail in the cuticle area, but at the end of the nail I needed good coverage with that Snapdragon from CJP. And the glitter that I'm using now is a pre-mixed glitter from Glitterbels, and it's called Rainbow Crush. I'm a bit late to the party with this one. It's stunning, but I've only just got it. It's been out for a while, so yeah, I'm a bit late with this one, but it is beautiful. And like I say, it's pre-mixed, so no need to be dipping into your clear powder to pick up any glitter. Just go straight into the pre-mixed glitter. Onto the ring finger now, and again I'm using Snapdragon from CJP, and I'm creating a cutout design. So this will be a straight line eventually. So I'm manipulating that acrylic into place. I've placed my bead down, pulled down the bulk of it because I'm trying to keep this all thin, ready for encapsulation. And I'm now tapping that bead, pulling that bead, making sure I've got good coverage side to side. I'm trying to build just a barrier, a wall. I haven't built the wall up yet, but just a barrier ready for another bead to go on top. I don't know why I didn't move my Snapdragon over to the right so it would be easier for me to use. I don't know why I've done that, but I have to keep reaching over. So now I've built up that wall, building up that wall with my Snapdragon, as you can see there. Tapping that into place. Making sure it's nice and flush in the cuticle. Using the belly of my brush to pat down that product. Trying to do most of the work with my brush so I don't have to file too much. I will come in with a file, I can't help it. Some people can manage to get their lines really straight, their smile lines really curved. You're just using the brush, they don't need to come in with a file. I always feel I need to come in with a file. So now onto the middle finger, the greeny finger. And this is going to be a marble, so I've double dipped into Snapdragon and into Bright White from CJP. Then I've placed a wet bead of Bright White, wet bead of Snapdragon, and then a wet bead of clear acrylic, because I wanted this to be loose with quite a few gaps in it, ready for some acrylic, some glitter to go in. I've got a little bit on the skin there, so I've got that off straight away. So once I've finished these nails, I'm going to go straight and wash my hands, get any product that I've got onto the skin off of the skin as soon as I can. So 3 beads again, white, crystal glass, then the Snapdragon. And because these tips have got such a deep C curve, I really have to turn from side to side to make sure I'm getting all the side walls with product. And then I've missed a bit here on the right hand side, so I just come in with a tiny little bead and blend that in just to make sure that there's something there. Because it's a marble, you can kind of wing it and just add bits as you go. And then I'm adding some Rainbow Crush here, just some tiny little lines of the Rainbow Crush. Just nudging that into place, making sure it's where I want it. And again, one more little bead towards the edge of the nail and tapping that into place. And then I'm coming in with Sangria from Tracey-Lou's nails. I've had this a long time and I absolutely love it. It's a multi-cut, same colour. It's like a really, well, it's called Sangria, so it's a really deep red wine colour. Absolutely beautiful. All hexagons. Really nice to work with as well. So I'm just taking the smaller beads if I can. So I take a little bit of crystal glass, dip into the acrylic, then I wipe that onto my tissue. So I've got basically sticky bits of acrylic, sticky bits of glitter that I can pick out of that little pile of glitter. So I can just pick out the bits that I want. I didn't want too many of the bigger hexagons in there. And then I'll just come over with a tiny bit of clear acrylic to make sure that they're all stuck to the nail. So when I don't come in to encapsulate, they all move. And I'll leave that to set. So I'm quickly coming in with my file here, just to file this line. Get that nice and straight. Make sure that the corner of the file is into the corner of the wall. And straight across. Quick dust off. And then I'm coming in with my white. This is bright white from CJP. And again, I'm creating another line, another wall. Moving on to the index finger now, and I'm putting a really wet thin bead of the Snapdragon into the cuticle area. Because the Sangria is quite chunky, you can miss bits in the cuticle area, so I like to put down a colour if I'm using a chunkier glitter. So I've put down a really thin bead of my coloured acrylic, and now I'm just coming in with the Sangria. I'm going to bring that up most of the way of the nail, and then at the end of the nail I'll be using the Rainbow Crush, so it's like having a clear tip, but it will glisten, it will catch the light. When I'm picking up my glitter, I dip into my monomer, wipe off, pop my brush just into the clear acrylic to get a tiny bead on the end of the brush, then dip straight into the glitter and then onto the nail, and then I nudge that around, move that around, making sure all the glitter has got some acrylic on it, and I'm nudging it around where I want it, placing that acrylic where I want it. If I feel there's enough acrylic, clear acrylic already on the nail, I'll just dip straight into the raw glitter and put more on and bring that onto the nail without having to dip again. The less clear acrylic you use to add your glitter, the better, because you're just going to be creating bulk and you don't really want bulky nails. So I try and use as little amount of clear acrylic as I can to apply my glitter. And this is the Rainbow Crush, and I'm overlapping. This is a pre-mixed glitter, so no need for clear. I'm overlapping onto my Sangria to make sure, or to try and create sort of an ombre, sort of a blend. They won't blend that well because they're completely different glitters, completely different cuts. Oh, and then we had a fly trying to get in on the action. Now I'm coming in and filing that wall again, so as before, corner of the file into the corner of the wall, filing it as straight as I can, and then if I need to, I file over the top. If I've bled any of the second colour over onto the first, then I'll just file over now and get that gone. And the end of the nail is going to be Sangria again, the Sangria glitter. So again, I've popped into my monomer, then into my clear acrylic, straight into the raw glitter, onto the nail, and then nudging that around to get it where I want it to be. I'm making sure that I've got glitter butted right up against that wall, so that I don't really want to leave any gaps if I can help it. And now I'm encapsulating the nails. So I'm bringing over a relatively big bead of crystal glass from CJP, pop that onto the nail, get that nice and flush into the cuticle, bring down the side walls, leaving most of that product in the back. So you can see there I've just created an apex there. Come in with my second bead, place that at the end of the nail, drag that up and blend into the first bead. When you're doing your own nails, you get into all different positions and you apply your beads differently. So this obviously wouldn't be the way I would do it on a client, because I wouldn't be able to get a client into this position. So it is different when you're doing your own nails how you apply your acrylic, but the basic rules still apply. Don't get it on the skin, try and keep it nice and flush in the cuticle, and make sure you've got your apex in the back third. If I need to, I come in with tiny little beads at the side walls, making sure that they're definitely covered and that they've definitely got enough strength. Make sure your glitter is capped by making sure it's gone matte. Get rid of all that sparkle and all that shine. Making sure all the time that I'm turning my nails from left to right, checking the apex, checking the C-curve, checking that I've definitely covered everywhere with clear acrylic, making sure I've got good coverage with the clear acrylic, making sure I've got my apex in that back third, making sure the cuticle's flush. I'm always turning the nail, checking the end of the nail, the barrel of the nail. So I'm just going to talk through the pinky, try and make a little bit of sense. So I've taken quite a big bead of clear acrylic, using the end of my brush, the tip of my brush, to get that clear acrylic really flush into the cuticle. Then I wipe off because I feel that the bead's already got enough liquid. So then I bring the bottom of that bead down, blend that into the nail, and you can see there I've already created an apex by leaving most of that clear acrylic in the back third. Then I'm coming in with my second bead, making sure I've come side to side, blending that bead into the nail, making sure my side walls are covered. And then if I feel that there's not enough acrylic at the end of the nail, that there's not going to be enough strength, I come in with another bead, pat that into place, pat that into the nail, making sure I've blended that into the beads that were already there. Stroke over to create it to be nice and flush. Tap the end of the nail, so any acrylic that's leaking or falling off of the nail is tapped back onto the nail, and then brush up the nail to keep that in place. And then, like I say, I'm going left to right, I'm looking all around the nail at all times. And then I felt I needed a little bit more on that side. Just pop that on. Oh, and then we're straight into already been filed. So I've filed and buffed, filed with a 100 grit file, buffed with my white buffing block. And then I'm just cleaning off with the CJP Sanitize spray and my dusty brush. And now I'm coming in with top coat, which is Tracey-Lou's Dreamy Gels No White Top Coat. So I'll leave you to watch this bit. We're nearly at the end of the video, so I've left a couple of pictures at the end of these nails. Big thank you to everybody that's watching my videos at the moment, and welcome and thank you to all my new subscribers. If you like these videos or you like nail videos, please subscribe and like my videos. Leave me a comment and I will get back to you in the comments box. I hope everybody's well, and I shall see you soon. I'm just coming in now to complete the nails with the Naff Stuff cuticle oil pen in cherry, I think that is. And I'm going underneath the nails as well onto that hypernicum. Thank you very much everybody for watching. Take care. Bye.